Man, what's going on in Belgrade? Zvezda just lost the third official game in a row at home in the ABA League against Zadar. The team, the front office apparently was booed and whistled at the very last minute of the game when the team was losing. They lost in the EuroLeague against Milan, at home, away, against Bayern, and actually, historically, it's their worst start of the season in the last 15 years. There's a lot of rumors about Yannis Sfairopoulos and his future, a lot of comments, a lot of reactions. Front office should get sacked, the head coach should get fired. What do you take of this Zvezda start? How do you feel? What's not clicking for them, and what would you do?
First of all, we have to mention they have a lot of injuries. I think we cannot not mention it when talking about Crvena Zvezda struggles. Joel Bolomboy is out, and he will be back January,
probably.
January, whatever.
At the
Isaiah
earliest.
Cannon got injured in the first game.
ACL.
He's out for the season. Jaciel Rivero got injured in the first game of the EuroLeague. Devonta Graham got injured before the EuroLeague start, and he was supposed to be a super important piece.
There's Dobric as well, in and out.
Yeah,
So basically, we have 5 players.
But it is crazy because they have like an 18-player roster at the same time, and now they're forced to play like 7 or 8 guy rotation. First and foremost, if you are not the first time watching this, our podcast, I've said that they have looked tragic in the preseason as well with Rivero, with Graham, with Isaiah Canaan. They did not look good, and I was not a fan of their team. How they built the team. I was not a fan for a couple of years in a row. They have so much money to spend, but they chose to spend it on, similar profile players. So I wasn't sure if they're going to click even before all those injuries got out. So I wasn't really surprised by this start, but I think you should be winning against Zadar at home, even with all the injuries you have. The team is just not playing great. And to add to your stats, I checked the last 21 games of Crvena Zvezda since February 27, 2025, that game against Žalgiris after the FIBA window and after the cup weekend. They have played 21 official games in ABA League and in EuroLeague. Guess how many they won out of 21? ABA League and EuroLeague.
Wild guess, but maybe 16, 15?
15 out of 21?
And of the first 21 games of the season, right? You mean since the first loss against Žalgiris up until this moment, right?
They played 21 official games.
Okay.
How many do you think they have won?
Okay.
End of last season and start of this season. No friendly games.
6.
7.
Okay.
7 and 14.
ABA League included.
ABA League included.
Wow.
In ABA League, they are 5 and 5.
Okay.
Which is for a team with this budget, I think it's not legal. And in EuroLeague, they have 2 wins in the last 11 matches, 2 and 9, since that loss against Žalgiris and after that FIBA break.
Wow,
that is just ridiculous numbers. That is not great. And first couple of games in the preseason showed to me that something is not working. The injuries are part of the problem for sure, but the team is just not playing great. The team was supposed to play great defense.
That's the thing.
Physical, forwards. They have one of the worst defensive ratings. Okay, it's only 2 games, small sample size. But they got beat by Paris in the preseason by 20 points, who don't have any names that are known basically in Europe, widely known. For an average EuroLeague fan, I think they could not have said where Paris players played last season. You lost to them by 20 in the preseason. Now you're losing to teams that are, I'm not sure if they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Milano at home, that should be a win. Bayern away, it's a tough game. It's a tough crowd, but still. And Zadar at home.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I was disappointed the most the way they lost, as you mentioned. They were supposed to be a solid defensive team with the size, with the length, with the bodies that they put together on this roster. So they allowed 92 at home against Milan, 97 away against Bayern. There was no defense against Andy Obst, who hit 8 threes. I think that they conceded 77 points in the first 3 quarters in Munich, and 85 against freaking Zadar, the team that finished 9th last season. That's just too much to me. I know that due to this shortened rotation, they have to play guys like Davidovac a lot. I think he's a liability defensively, but
Well, he played 17 minutes against Zadar.
Bayern game, for instance, or just in general, any game where you watch him playing pick and roll defense. At the same time, I would question some individual defense, even from the guys like Nikola Kalinic, who is usually a guy to trust defensively, but even himself looked really bad against Bayern. There's no communication between the players.
Absolutely not.
2 people jumping on the same player unnecessary helps. One-on-one defense, again, is quite fragile. I don't know. I just don't like the whole picture. Something that was supposed to their strength is their main weakness at the moment. Although offensively, they also have a lot of woos and bad stuff. I don't know. But at the same time, this is the part of the BN Plus Urbonus Q&A session. The entire episode will be available to BN Plus members, and one of the questions was coming from Luca Lagrete. Is Sfairopoulos time already? And in Zvezda, Stella Rosa de Belgrado also had similar question. Should Sfairopoulos be sacked, considering how many important players are injured at the same time? I'm quite patient guy, and I think that, if the front office decided to go with the head coach after the ending of the last season, you cannot take harsh decisions first week into the competition with so many injuries. And I think we had this discussion before podcasting and some other day. This is still a preseason. For the EuroLeague teams, the October is going to be a preseason. I know that some losses might cost a lot. At the same time, we saw a turnaround last season, how some teams started the season and how they ended it. So there's still quite some time to recover and return.
But the funny part here is, I know you're patient. You're trying to say that this is still a preseason. The funny part is that Crvena Zvezda, out of all EuroLeague teams, had the most players in the preseason and the least players playing in the Eurobasket, because they have mostly, American players, and none of them were in the Eurobasket. And, Nikola Kalinic.
Interesting point. Yeah.
I've checked all the rosters, which team had the most players in the Eurobasket. Crvena Zvezda had the least. And I was like, oh, they will have an advantage to start the EuroLeague season because, they have a lot of new players, but they will have a full preseason together to actually get ready. And that to me is the most baffling thing. How can a team that had probably the most...
Okay, but they got a lot of injuries, though. I mean, let's not forget this fact.
But then I'm looking at how Paris plays, right? I'm looking at them running 100%, playing super aggressive, an entire new group there, so many new players, and they are so much more passionate about their game and so much more collective at this moment of the season than that Crvena Zvezda is. And to me, that's coaching. So,
but to me, it's the front office. If you're changing your head coach after the first week of the competition, it means you did something bad evaluating your coach, trusting him to build the roster as well. I mean, it's not going to be easy to adjust the roster of 18 or whatever number of players that you have for some other coaches. So
I agree.
I mean, it means that they're late, and that would be stupid from that standpoint. It wouldn't be stupid to change the head coach for the reasons you mentioned, for the concerns that you have, but it means that you're too late. You're too late, and that's your fault, Mr. Front Office.
I was surprised they didn't change the coach after what happened in the ABA League last season. In the domestic leagues.
I get your point. At the same time, it was also never crazily injury-plagued season that they had, and when they were all healthy, and before that collapse that started actually from Žalgiris game, Peak Zvezda looked solid. They were a playoff team by that time. Then injuries started to happen. I think that they were overconfident. This FIBA Cup break also didn't go well for them. So, I mean, after watching that, you could say, okay, maybe this is the coach you can trust. Plus, they extended him last January, I think. So before the collapse started. So you give him a chance to come back to play, to coach through the mistakes or the challenges that he had. Although the way they finished the domestic league season was awful. So I don't know. It's a very tough situation. I would be surprised if Sfairopoulos is fired. Actually, even before the second game, which is quite wild. And of course, I cannot verify these are legit rumors. But before the second game, they played against Bayern. Let's say sources within the EuroLeague community were saying that watch out, this might be a do or die game for Coach Sfairopoulos, as they might be exploring the other head coaching options already. So I cannot verify it's true. It might be just a broken telephone or whatever. But I just know for sure that I heard from sources that even when Sfairopoulos was at his peak moment, when things looked well last season, he was never relaxed about his position because even though he was winning, he was basically still on a hot seat. And that's what it takes when you're coaching a team of such a high-pressure environment like Zvezda. So...
yeah, it's a crazy thing. They were supposed to have great defense. They didn't take much shooting. They didn't, acquire much shooting. And at the moment, they can't make threes and they can't defend. So,
although the percentage is not that bad, 36, right? I just more than the percentage, I just don't like the way they're trying to score, like playing a lot of one-on-one, bad shot selection, players who wouldn't be supposed to play ISO basketball or shoot contested threes. They're attacking the ball. So it just feels like it's my turn, now it's your turn, now it's your turn.
Oh, yeah.
And they have like many scorers or guys who can score, but I don't know. It's just such a preseason basketball quality that we see, like very raw preseason quality.
Absolutely. Nikola Kalinic playing pick and roll is not...
Man, the game against
solution.
Bayern, I think, it's like a half-court possession. He's taking the ball. He starts posting from the perimeter. How is that possible? 4 guys around are just watching. He's posting against Jovic. He loses the ball. Bayern scores in the fast break. How is that happening? What is the idea? I mean...
what is the idea behind Jordan Nwora taking so many shots? I know he's balling, but it just seems, like you said, your turn, my turn at the time. It's still early in the season, so that might be the result. But, there's not great spacing because you lack a lot of shooters on the floor. So that makes things more tougher. Just in general, a lot of things for Crvena Zvezda to actually... figure out. And
the question by Stella Rosa de Belgrado was also, do you think that Iago and Motiejunas will change the situation? Can they sustain a close to 50% winning record until key players come back? I don't know. To be honest, I don't see that Iago and Motiejunas are actually the solutions to their main problems. Quite the opposite. So, I don't know.
Bigger rotation might help, but now they're going to play Fenerbahce away. And then they have a 4-game stretch at home.
Okay.
So I have randomly seen like 3 different Twitter profiles posting Sasha Obradovic kissing the logo on my timeline. Just it randomly appeared from profiles I don't even follow. So that meant it went viral. Whatever that might mean. But if they lose against Fener, then they have a 4-game home stretch. And you usually change a coach before games that you can feel like you can win and start building from there. That would be a perfect moment to actually do that because you have 4 games at home and you can start building up confidence, start from great wins, although Žalgiris, Real Madrid are not easy to win. Even when you're playing in Belgrade.
The last time our friend Duško returned to Zvezda for one more time, I think it was also a huge home games stretch. And they actually had with Duško, after the coaching change, they basically had close to historical turnaround of the season. So, I don't know.
So if your sources were telling that there was some rumors even after
They
the
might be
game
wrong,
before
but
Bayern.
that's
I
the
know,
vibes.
I know.
That's the vibes.
I know. They lost to Bayern and they lost to Zadar at home, and now they're going to play Fenerbahce away.
By the time we were joking that, but what are the odds that after we finish this podcast, we are about to read some news that Sfairopoulos is officially out?
Yeah,
Odds are
man.
quite high, I think.
Yeah, things looking shaky in Belgrade so far. To conclude.
And this is also a conclusion of a public Q&A part. We have few other questions related to Mika Murinen. Is he overhyped? We have questions about top surprises and disappointments of the first week of the EuroLeague season.
We have also a question about Moses Wright. Is he a steal of the year? And maybe some other candidates in this list. And also we are going to talk about a potential merger of Eurocup and BCL. Would we agree with that? And just
NBA
in general,
Europe, EuroLeague.
NBA Europe news and who's holding EuroLeague back from its potential.
So to watch that part, you must subscribe to BN Plus on BasketNews.com/plus.